An East Texas judge by the name of Randall Rogers forced a man to marry his girlfriend so he wouldn't have to face any jail time. Now, the guy in question here is Josten Bundy, and apparently he got into a physical altercation with his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. He alleges that his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend was being very rude to her, was being very disrespectful to her, so he took matters into his own hands and he tried to defend her. While he did that, of course, they got into a physical altercation and he was facing charges as a result of that. Well, he stood before Judge Randall Rogers, and Randall Rogers told him, look, this is very easy. I'm going to give you some options. You know, as part of my probation, you're going to have to marry within 30 days, the judge said, telling him the alternative was 15 days in jail. So either marry your girlfriend or face 15 days in jail. Now, before he said that, they had a back and forth, and the judge was like, all right, well, you got into a fight with this dude. Was it worth it? Was she worth it? And of course, the guy was like, Bundy was like, I mean, I was raised to protect women, and in this case, she was being disrespected, so I did what I did. And that was when the judge told him, well, then if you want to not serve any time in jail, then you need to marry her. They actually got married. They went in front of a judge, and they did a court wedding. And according to his girlfriend, Elizabeth, it just felt like we weren't going to be able to have the wedding we wanted. Of course you weren't. Yeah. It was just going to be kind of pieced together. I didn't even have a white dress.
You know, I mean, I am like 78% of the way toward loving this judge.
What?
Yeah.
He also made him write Bible verses.
And that's where he lost me. And that's where he lost me, because that proved that it was just sort of a nutty moralistic preaching, as opposed to, well, if you think she's worth defending, then you go ahead and marry her, and that'll show me that you're serious, and I'm going to send you to jail for this crime. You know, but like that means you can go, okay, I proposed, we're getting married, we're going to get married in 5 months, and we're going to have a proper wedding, and the judge goes, okay, if you don't get married in 5 months, I'm going to put you in jail for 15 days. Like, you know, ha, great, shake hands, judge comes to the wedding, performs the service, everybody gives each other a hug. That's like small town judging. You know?
Yes. It's illegal, but yeah.
I got it. It's illegal, but I'm not even sure it's illegal.
It is illegal. You're not supposed to, you can't force people to get married so they don't have to serve any time in jail.
I guarantee you there's not a specific law that prevents that. It never occurred to anyone. You know? Like,
okay, I don't think that there's a law that says you cannot sentence someone to marriage if you know, you don't want them to serve jail time.
You can give alternatives to prison time, and look, he ruined it because he's a crazy person. It turns out he's a crazy person, as opposed to, you know, I mean, there's an Andy Griffith like 1950s quality to this justice, to this meting out of justice. Like, you know, I tell you, you do 15 days in jail, or you help old man Roberts on that farm because his kid's gone for 45 days and he needs your help. You go do that, we'll waive the whole thing. All right. You know, I like that. I like all that stuff. But it turns out now he's nuts.
Yeah, he's crazy. So he made him write Bible verses as well. The couple got a marriage license and were married by a justice of the peace. But Bundy was unhappy because the impromptu wedding meant many in his family couldn't even attend. And Jaynes' father criticized the judge for forcing the wedding on the young couple. Also, a local attorney in this case says that the ruling was illegal, and he also says, to say you're not going to be criminally punished if you get married is way out of left field. This is Blake Bailey, that's the attorney. It sounds like the old days of shotgun weddings, but not even the judge is capable of enforcing what he thinks is best for some people in his court.
Yeah, I don't think it was illegal. I suspect it couldn't have been enforced. But that said, it's a shame that like everybody got all uppity about it.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, here's the thing. He had to choose between 15 days in prison or the rest of his life in prison. And then he went with the rest of his life, right?
Oh, look at you.
No, I'm just kidding. Marriage is awesome, I'm sure.
You know what? They're going to be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. And he didn't go to jail. And there's something charming about Randall Rogers.
All right.
Wow, Ben,
Disagree.
out of nowhere. I did not see that coming.